Hi and welcome to Spindletree Online, the video channel devoted to helping you improve your game through concise, easy to understand video lessons. Please like, share, and subscribe so that you will never miss out on our latest content. Let's begin.
In this lesson, we're going to cover Eastern Forehand Grip and a Continental Grip. Eastern Forehand Grip is for a forehand ground stroke. Continental Grip is for a volley. For the beginner level players or the one who are starting to play pickleball, a volley is when you hit the ball out of the air and not letting it bounce. A Continental Grip, the easy way to find it, it's a hammer grip. It's when you hold the paddle straight in the middle and you're almost trying to hit a nail in the head and you get the edge straight up on the top of the nail. That's a hammer grip, okay? And that's the grip you would use for your volleys, for your forehand volley and as well for your backhand volley. Eastern Forehand Grip is used when you want to create a little bit more spin on the ball, and you want to create a little bit more shape, you want to hit the ball a little harder, but you still want to control it. You don't want it to go out. So when you're making contact point, the edge of the racket is closed and your motion is a little bit from a low to high path to create spin on the ball. Without this grip, if you would have a Continental Grip and you're trying to hit a spin on the ball, it becomes very difficult because you have to use your wrist. And that's how a lot of people get elbow issues, have problems with their technique. Eastern forehand, you're getting natural top spin, okay? You still are able to hit good shape on the ball and still be able to swing faster without losing control. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys how to hit a forehand with an Eastern Forehand Grip, okay? So you got the Eastern Forehand Grip, which we talked about earlier. Now we're gonna talk a little bit about your stand and the forehand, okay, and how you move toward the ball. So ideally you wanna have an open stand to begin with. You gotta have your knees flexed. You gotta have your paddle ready right here, okay? Racket should always stay around your waist level. You don't want your racket to be too far behind your waist level, because then you end up overswinging at the ball and you lose control. So you want to have an Eastern forehand, you want to have your racket around your waist level, okay? And you want to make sure that your contact point when you're stepping in to hit the ball, it's always out in the front of your foot right here. Okay? So if you point your left toe, this is where you're making contact point. Okay? So ready position again. I turn my shoulders a little bit. My racket is at my waist level. I step in toward the ball. And as I'm stepping in, you want to take a small loop, but just a little bit of a drop of the racket and come up below the ball as you go up. And that will help you to create more spin and natural swing. So I'm going to hit a few for you guys to see. Okay, so my racket is always ready, my waist level. And now I'm finishing towards Manuel. Okay. One more time. Racket ready. Turn. Low to high. Turn. Low to high. Okay, so that will be a forehand swing, top spin, and as you play pickleball and you get to play against better players, that's the type of ball that you're gonna have to see coming your way and to expect. Better players, more spin, more power is gonna come your way, okay? For forehand in particular, okay, you wanna have an Eastern Forehand Grip, okay? The way to find an Eastern Forehand Grip is if you're looking at a paddle from this angle right here, that will be your number one corner. This will be your number 1, 2 right here. This your 2 paddle. The number 2 paddle is where you should have your knuckle sitting down on the grip. Okay, and that's really the easiest way and the simplest way to find your grip for a forehand. Okay, if you're an advanced player, and this is not going to be this lesson is going to be more toward beginner to intermediate players, the idea is to stick with an Eastern forehand because it's a whole lot easier to get a shape on the ball when you make contact point. If you're an advanced player, where you see a lot of the pros will use like a semi-Western grip, but a lot of those pros have played tennis, have played other sports where they know how to create racket speed to get more shape on the ball. So my recommendation would be to go with an Eastern forehand to begin with, okay? So that's the grip. Contact point is another question that comes up. Where should I make contact point? You always want to make contact point in front of you, okay? So if I would be standing right here, waiting on the ball to come to me, and I turn sideways, I'm thinking about stepping in forward toward the ball, and I'm thinking about making contact point somewhere in front of you, my left foot, right here. Okay, if I'm a righty. If I'm a lefty, then I want to be in front of my right foot, right here, okay? Very important that when you're making contact point, that your body is very stable, your take back, your backswing should be very compact. Waist level ideally is a good take back. Any further than the waist level, then you're gonna end up over opening and over swinging. Okay, so a good level for the racket, for the paddle to be, is your waist level should be where the contact point is. Okay, so this is where you want to be. Your contact point should be out in front of you, right about here. Okay. When you're making contact point, you got to be thinking about extending your arms through the ball. So if I'm making a contact, I make contact point, but I'm trying to hold the ball in my paddle as long as I can before I come across, okay? So my racket starts here, contact point starts here, I'm going through the ball as long as I can, okay? I don't need a big follow through, I don't need a big backswing because it just creates more errors. The more efficient you are with your grip, the more efficient you are with your take back, the better consistency you're gonna have with your game, okay? So I'm gonna make Coach Keisha is gonna drop some balls from me, and I'm gonna show you guys just a little bit of a simple stroke, simple mechanics. So one, get to the side of the ball, and I'm trying to extend straight where my ball is gonna be. So waist level, and I'm extending toward my target. My waist level, extending toward my. So now notice one thing that's important is when the ball is coming to me from Keisha, I'm watching the contact point, but I'm also making sure when I step into the ball, I'm keeping my head down, okay? I'm flexing my knees a little bit just to allow me to go forward with the ball. A lot of times what happens is when people are getting ready to hit the ball, they over-rotate, okay? Or they load almost so much with their knees to drive the ball. Where I feel like you want to be in a comfortable position where you are not over bending, but you're not too straight either. So you gotta find what is your balance. For Keisha, that might be different than mine. For me, it might be different than Rob's. So everybody's stand is different, and everybody has a different position to make contact point. We're gonna talk about the stands a little bit. Open stand, you don't have time. Boys coming flying at you really hard. If you come across, you're going to be late. So you gotta make sure you have an open stand, okay? So you take the paddle, you just put the ball in play. You have time, the ball's coming soft, you wanna step in toward the ball with your left foot, and you wanna try to go forward with the shot, okay? If you're getting pulled wide and you're stretching for the ball, ideally, you wanna stand on your outside foot right here. You wanna stand on your outside foot right here. That way your momentum goes forward. Very important that you don't close your stance so much when the ball goes behind you. And this is one thing that Coach Keisha is big on, and she likes to teach in her lessons, is not to cross so much when you're going behind, okay? So it's very important that you step wide, but not step across, okay? So go back to basic again. Eastern forehand grip, short backswing, watch the contact point, direction goes straight toward the target on the follow through, almost as if you would be making 3 contact points through the ball. 1, 2, 3 before you release the shot, okay? We gotta go one more and then we will demonstrate from the other side with the feet. So I'm stepping toward the ball, I'm going straight to the contact point, straight to the contact point, straight to the contact point. Thank you for watching the videos. Hope you enjoy it and you get out there and pickle.